What does it mean to fulfill your potential beyond pithy personal development slogans? Today, we're going to go deep inside to your own heart and to your unique inner patterning to actually see what it takes to step into your destiny. And we're also going to unpack the three biggest blocks that can keep you from doing that, because ultimately, isn't this what we almost want, to fulfill our potential? Isn't that why we're ultimately here? And I acknowledge it's a big undertaking, but you have everything you need inside to take it on. Welcome to Herself, a space for women to have deep conversations about the intersection between spiritual entrepreneurship and fulfilling your potential, so you can become the woman you truly are in every area of your life. After being in business for over 2 decades, I've learned, as you likely have too, that as you grow your business grows you in unexpected, often challenging, yet miraculous ways. Here, we'll talk about how to get out of your own way so you can grow a business that's abundant and sustainable while allowing you to be a force for good in the world. I'll give you simple, actionable strategies as well as wisdom and inspiration to help you root into your wholeness, lead from your values, and work in ways that feel deeply aligned so you can bring your true self into the world through your business and in every area of your life. Some years ago, I was talking with one of my mentors, and she was pointing out how much ambition I have. And she was speaking particularly to my energy body, how much ambition energy just naturally runs through my body. And we spoke more about this, and I realized that that's always been the case ever since I was a little girl. Even if from the outside I can seem calm and quiet, especially when I was a little girl. And ambition is often a taboo energy for women to have, although that's gradually changing. We can be judged if we're ambitious. And one of the things that my mentor invited me to do was to really ask myself what my ambition was in service of. And as I reflected on that over some time, my ambition clarified for me. And I saw very clearly that my ambition is in service of fulfilling my potential, of being that all that I can be and doing all that I'm here to do in this body, with this personality, with these circumstances in this life. And not surprisingly, that's what I feel most inspired to support other women in doing too. Yes, I'm a business mentor and strategist, but not just for any kind of business. Let me say, there's nothing wrong with any kind of business. It's just that that's not what I feel lit up by. There are many people who can help with building and running and growing any kind of business. But again, that's not what I feel designed to do. That's not part of my potential. What I'm most interested in supporting women with is in bringing their unique gifts into the world in the ways that they're meant to through the vehicle of business, to craft businesses that become central expressions for one's potential being fulfilled. And this is no small thing. It's also very tender territory, as these kinds of businesses are intricately linked to who we are, what we value most, and what we're most up to in this life. And the stakes here can be quite high, because if we don't bring these businesses and these gifts into the world, we can feel deeply let down, devastated even, and like we're not fulfilling our potentials. Like by not doing that, we're not able to fully actualize who we are. And we're not letting the world fully experience what we know to be true about us deep down. This past week, I've been reading the new book, The Vital Spark: Reclaim Your Outlaw Energies and Find Your Feminine Fire, by fellow Sounds True author Lisa Marciano, who's a licensed social worker and Jungian analyst. And it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. I'm still making my way through it, but especially if like me, you feel inspired by the work of Carl Jung and archetypes, as well as fairy tales, and how these can point to both the potential and the shadow for women individually and collectively at this time on the planet. That's really what this book is about. And as I was reading the chapter on desire last night, the outlawed feminine energy of desire last night, some of the elements in that chapter really dovetailed with the things I knew I wanted to talk about with you here today. Our desires, which we could also say are our most cherished dreams, are critical for us to get in touch with because they help us tap into the divine pattern within each of us that we need to connect to, that we need to plug into in order to fulfill our potential. Because this divine pattern of our right unfolding isn't something we can find outside of ourselves. It's not something that someone can do for you. We can only do this for ourselves. Yet we as women are conditioned to not trust or even reference our intuition, our bodily instincts, or our desires. And those are all intricately linked. And thus we craft whole lives and personas and careers, relationships built on external shoulds, external patterns, rather than our own deep burning desires inside, because we've taught that those are just so taboo. And this is really what my mentorship circle, Create Your Dream Business, is all about: getting in touch with that deep dream that's unique to you, staying true to that and building everything upon that foundation, building a business that becomes a vehicle of fulfilling your potential. So Lisa writes, desire is one of the greatest engines that drives psychological growth and development. It's one of the clearest expressions of our vital spark. It is a force that moves us out of the threshold of complacency and into life. It calls us forth to our destiny. She also shared a quote from the Kabbalist, which I love, that says, "Your desires are God's promises to you." So feel inside right now, what is your relationship to your desires, to your most cherished dreams? Do you feel in touch with them? Do you feel like you're partnering with them? Do you feel a deep love and devotion to them? Or do you feel estranged from them? Do you feel like some parts of you are blocking your access to them, or even locking them in a closet somewhere deep inside? Parts that might be saying, you can't do that. You don't deserve that. That's not possible for you. Yeah, but you need to XYZ. And I really want a presence here that being deeply connected to your heart's desire is what's needed to help you to reach your destiny. Again, there's no external blueprint for your destiny. It's only held in your own inner pattern. In Greece, there's a word that I love that it means end, and it's called telos. And this is speaking to how we each have an innate goal that we're striving toward, even though we may not realize it. We may not realize it. And this is speaking to that ambition energy running in me since as far as back as I can remember. Since I was a little girl, I've had this inner goal, this innate goal that I've been striving toward, even when I didn't realize it. Just like an acorn holds the goal to become an oak tree, we hold this goal within us, this telos. And Carl Jung said that within each of us, there's then a psychological development that unfurls mysteriously toward our ultimate goal. I love that. There's this unfurling mysteriously through our psychological, I would say psycho-spiritual development. So when we live according to this pattern, we become the oak tree equivalent of ourselves. We're becoming who we're meant to be. We're embodying our potential. When we're not living according to this pattern, life can feel really stale and empty. We can feel like there's something really wrong, like we're in the wrong life. We can be filled with resentments. So we can see the crucial link between listening to our desires, living into our innate patterns, and how these are needed to allow us to fulfill our potential. So the first block to fulfilling our potential, we could say, is not listening to our desires, not following our desires, not being in touch with our desires. And from an IFS perspective, then we can get curious, what are the parts of me? What are the past experiences, the past wounds, or even ancestral legacies and cultural burdens that I am carrying inside, that my parts are carrying inside, that are preventing me from being in touch with my desire, from partnering wholeheartedly with my desires without ambivalence? So to listen to our desires, we first need to clear out that within us that's preventing us from doing that. The next piece to note is that, as Lisa writes, seeking our heart's desire is always transgressive. To do so, we must defy conventional dictates, disappoint parents' wishes, and contend with the inner and outer voices that insist that we stay put and meet the demands and expectations that others have placed on us. Seeking our heart's desire often feels selfish for many women. Again, this goes back to our conditioning, which is to be agreeable, to be reasonable, to not rock the boat, to not bring too much attention to ourselves, to not be too self-serving. Yet, like I shared earlier, there is this ambition, this inner drive associated with listening to and heeding your heart's desires. It's even related to our survival instinct. It's this burning desire inside that I have to do this. I have to do this. This is what I'm here for. This is the acorn has to become the oak tree. What else is there for it to do? But we as humans, we have free choice and we can choose, well, I'm going to not listen to that pattern and I'm going to go do this other thing. But if you're truly in service of letting those desires guide you, they'll lead you outside of your comfort zone. You will be called to take risks. You will be called to ask for things that feel edgy and outside the norms of your usual way of being or of your usual expectations in relationship. And that's going to be confronting for you and for the people around you. An example is like if you're partnered with children, it can look like you saying that you need your partner to help out more with the children, so you have more time to create your project or write your book. It could look like leaving a corporate job to become a therapist or devote yourself to painting full time. It could look like leaving a relationship or moving to a new place that's more enlivening. Or if you're an entrepreneur, you could feel called to pivot the work you're doing or the business model you have that feels really safe and comfortable in order to work with a different kind of person or in a different way that really, really lights you up. So the second biggest block could be that you don't want to rock the boat in your life or your relationships. You don't want to face that discomfort. You're afraid to step into the unknown. Although moving towards your destiny always involves coming into right relationship with the unknown. You cannot move towards your destiny without spending a significant amount of time in the unknown. It's uncharted territory. It is edgy for sure. And when you're in that place, it really requires a delicate dance between your personhood, your soul, the divine, and this innate pattern within you. So the third biggest block to fulfilling your potential is that you're so busy with the external world, ticking all the boxes, running all the errands, doing all the things, being all the things to all the people, that you're exhaled and split off from your inner world. You're cut off from your desires. Your unlived inner life is waiting for you, incubating your desire until you're willing and are ready to shift your focus more substantially from outer to inner. And I want to acknowledge that there are seasons in life where that would absolutely be the case, where maybe you're parenting young children, or you have other big challenges that you're facing in your life where it's really, really about the externals. But I would say that even when that's happening, there are ways to keep a strong connection with the inner life. And it's not about quantity, it's about quality. So when this is the case, when you're so busy that you're disconnected from your inner life, it can be helpful to notice some things to help you to reconnect. One, notice what you're dreaming about at night. What are the recurring messages or emotions or symbols? And also, what are you daydreaming about during the day? What are your fantasies? What do they consist of? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? Those are all key things that can point you back to your inner life and to that latent desire that's waiting for you. Another thing that can be helpful is seeing who are you envious of? And in this case, envy isn't a bad thing. Rather, it's an external indicator of some heart's desire that you've disowned or haven't fully actualized yet. Envy is an important external signpost to some elements of your inner life that are wanting you to partner with them more fully. So think about it. Who are you envious of right now and why? What do those things that you're envious about point to within yourself that's needing more of your love and attention right now? That's calling you to partner with your depths and to do things that are uncomfortable, to do things that are risky, to step into the unknown. So let's review this because it's a big topic. Your potential is encoded as an inner pattern that wants to partner with you to unfold organically and mysteriously so you can step into your destiny. Your heart's desires or your deepest dreams are how you can get more in touch with that inner pattern, how you can partner with it consciously. And the three biggest blocks to doing that are, number one, the parts within you are blocking you from your desire. They're saying that's not possible, you can't do it, it's a bad idea. And they might be holding beliefs from your childhood, from your religion, from your culture, from your ancestors. They might be holding onto past wounds, where maybe when you did that, it was dangerous. Number two, you don't want to face the discomfort of being transgressive. You stepping into your destiny will rock the boat, will ruffle some feathers in some way or another. It will require you to be ambitious in service of stepping into your destiny and reprioritizing things in order to make that happen. Number three, you're too busy to put any substantial focus or energy on your inner life. So that potential is waiting inside of you quietly like a seed longing to be fertilized and watered by your love and attention. And when you stay busy in the external world, you can feel resentment, you can feel frustration, you can feel a sense of boredom and emptiness. And you can also have nighttime dreams and daytime dreams and feelings of envy that can serve as helpful guides to help to bring your focus back inside toward your own inner pattern that wants to lead you toward your ultimate fulfillment. You have a telos, you have an endpoint that your entire system is leading you toward that is completely unique to you, whether or not you're aware of it, whether or not you're partnering with it. The key to true fulfillment is coming into right relationship with that telos and organizing all the elements of your life to help move you toward actualizing it. This is why you're here. And this is also what my two core programs support women with. So Becoming You supports you in getting in touch with and in right relationship with this inner pattern by first clearing and healing what stands in your way of touching into it, embodying it, and then how to trust it as your ultimate guide to move towards fulfilling your potential. And then create your dream business once we've cleared out the inner obstacles that are keeping us estranged from that inner pattern, from that inner guidance. Create your dream business and support you in building the essential bones needed based upon that inner pattern to bring your gifts into the world and to step into your destiny through the container of a sustainable, aligned, and profitable business. Because again, this is what we're up to here, creating businesses that are actually vehicles for fulfilling our potential. So enrollment opens soon for the next round of Becoming You. And if you want mentorship, community, inspiring teachings to help you confidently and boldly connect with your telos and clear out the things inside of you that are blocking your access to it, I invite you to join our waitlist so you can learn more when the doors open soon. So to do that, to join the Becoming You waitlist, you can head to programs-sarahavaughnstover.com/becoming you. That's programs-sarahvonstover.com/becoming you. Your heart's desires are sacred, and the outlawed energies you need to embrace as a woman to follow and honor them are sacred. Your ambition is sacred. Your transgressive energies are sacred. Your ruthlessness, your selfishness, your envy. When you're in right relationship with these energies, they're essential fuels needed to become the woman you're destined to be in business and in life. Because ultimately, isn't that what we all most want? Isn't that why we're here? Again, it's a big undertaking, but have faith and courage because you have everything you need inside of you to take it on. As always, I believe in you. Keep going. Thank you for joining me today. And remember, change doesn't come from listening alone. I invite you to commit to taking one small or large courageous action after today's conversation. One step you can take if you haven't already is to sign up for my Sunday journal. It's a weekly newsletter filled with inspiration and reflections about the intersection between spiritual entrepreneurship and fulfilling your potential to help you become the woman you truly are in every area of your life. You can subscribe at programs-sarahvonstover.com/journal. And if you found this podcast valuable, please share it with the women in your world. Also, I'd be very grateful if you'd leave a review. It helps others find resources like this, and I'd love to hear what's coming alive for you after listening today. Above all, keep going, and never forget the unique offerings you and your true self bring to the world. Until next time, I'm sending you my heartfelt support.